To thrive, the inflow, it has to be something greater than yourself. It is the divine. It is a source outside of you that is going to help you through those hard times. What I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year, and hopefully you're doing this in advisory, is focusing on thriving, what it means to thrive. Right? And that's the first question is, well, what does thriving mean? Well, I'm going with this. Thriving means growing vigorously. It means flourishing. Right? What's really important is thriving does not mean surviving. There's a difference between the two. It's not, thriving is more than surviving. We all go into survival mode, and I know that. So sometimes we go in survival mode. You will go in survival mode most likely when you get closer to exams. Sometimes, maybe even this week. I don't know how it is for all of you this week, but you might have multiple tests this week before break. Got to get all this stuff done before break. We go into survival mode every so often. But what's important is this, is when you are thriving, basically your outflow is less than your is less than your inflow. What's pouring out is less than what's coming in, or I can flip it the other way around. What's pouring into you is greater than what's flowing out of you. That's thriving, right? When you go into survival mode, your outflow is much greater than your inflow. And it can only be there for a short while. It's kind of like here. This is a beautiful scene. This is a beautiful scene in Venice. All right? This is thriving. It's beautiful. But what happens when the outflow becomes greater than the inflow? It becomes like this. It's empty. It's not a clear picture, but it's empty. And that's what happens to you when you're in survival mode too long. You empty out. We cannot stay there forever. You cannot live in survival mode indefinitely. But we can go through hard times, and you can go through difficult times. You can go through challenges without being in survival mode. You can go through challenges and thrive. And that's where we really want you to be here. Don't want it to be necessarily easy, because that doesn't get us anywhere. There's not growing when it's easy. There needs to be some resistance. You need to push. There's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but you can survive. Not only survive, you can thrive. That's what I meant to say. You can thrive. One of my greatest achievements in life is this little baby here. All right? This is, I ran the marathon in 2001, the Disney Marathon. Yay! Right. I had gone through a couple years of really difficult things in life, and this is going to be like, I've won. It was a symbolic way of saying I won. So I trained for the marathon, and then, the marathon, that day you got there, and it was freezing cold. Holy cow, it was 28 degrees. It was 6 in the morning. And walking to the start line, but just excited, and then the race starts, and just great. You're feeling great. And that's how it is sometimes. You're starting, it's fun, it's a blast, and it's wonderful. All right? And if I show you the course here, this is the course. It's just if you're familiar at Disney, you're going through all the parks, and you leave Epcot, and you go up to the Magic Kingdom, and after a couple miles, you're going through some woods, and you get to Animal Kingdom, and that's right around mile 14. You leave Animal Kingdom around mile 14 out of 26 miles. 14, you start getting tired, and then once you get to 16, 17, that's where you hit the wall, usually. That's where all that energy that you have stored up in your body, if you haven't done any replenishing, you've used it all. All your sugars are gone. and now you are in survival mode. And Disney, that happened right around after leaving Animal Kingdom. Disney did something which I never understood with this marathon. I had like 3 or 4 miles where there was nothing there to energize me. The road was straight. There was no one there. There was nothing. There was not even shade. This is what the miles 14 through 22 felt like. It was this long, no end in sight, and then way in the distance, what I could see was people go around the corner, and then they were coming back, and they were running back towards me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to make it down there. Once I make it down there, I got to start heading backwards, right? And so that was survival mode. That was definitely survival mode, but thank goodness it didn't stay there forever, because when you get near to the end, this is what you see. You see people cheering you on, there's energy, and suddenly you are inflow. It's become greater than the outflow. And you run across well, at least for me, you run across and you're tired, but you feel great. Your inflow always has to be greater than your outflow. Same thing with this fountain. That image is great. It's continuous flow. Continuous flow. If it runs out of water on top, it's going to run out. Sooner or later, it's going to be empty. Your inflow always has to be greater than your outflow. And that's going to be part of the thing I'm going to be talking about, thriving. And what I'm going to be focusing on in here at Chapel is to thrive, the inflow. It has to be something greater than yourself. It is the divine, whatever it is whatever that divine is for you. It is a source outside of you that is going to help you through those hard times, help you during those straightaways when it's hot and there's nothing else there. That will be your inflow. And for me and for so many, and I offer up to you, it is, I can do all things through the Lord who gives me strength. It is through God that I'm able to endure those challenges, through those good times I'm able to celebrate, and through those difficulties, continue the race. And without God, I would empty out.